prestigious events throughout the country. Some of these events include the Gallery here in Edmonton, the Muslim Art Movement in Calgary, as well as Muslim Fest in Toronto. His performances primarily focus on personal experiences and relevant world issues. Aside from the spoken word, this talented young man also completed an exercise therapist internship as part of his Bachelor of Physical Education degree at the University of Alberta. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Adam Zainul and Mr. Omar Kalibur to the stage.
Perform करेंगे अभी.
Hello, how are you guys doing?
Excellent.
First of all, assalamu alaikum. My name is Omar and this is Adam. And today we're going to recite some poetry for you guys. How you guys doing? I want your answer. I want your engagement today. Good. I like that. All right.
Is everyone alive?
Yay!
So first of all, for those of you who don't know, spoken word poetry is basically poetry, but with a bit of a rhythmic flair. So we're going to do our first piece, and it's called Exiguous Abundance. They tell us, YOLO,
live for the moment. But I'm stuck dwelling on where I'm going. See, if I'm not manufacturing in the present, what is my future showing? Last thing I want to be stuck with is thoughts of shoulda, coulda, woulda-ups, and what ifs.
I was knocked down, searching for something to uplift. See, I saw God's miracles and I dreamed big. And I've dreamed big since I was a little kid. You see, people used to tell me I can't do that or this, but I would look them in the eye and I would say, watch this.
Now as I took off, I looked down from the cockpit. I see my loved ones saying,
you got this.
So I refuse to stop for any pit stop, cause I got a world to shock through these sockets. See, I can change my shoes and socks, but that won't change the miles I walk, just like time won't change whether it's a pocket watch or a wall clock.
And I want to keep jumping over hurdles like Usain Bolt, cause inshallah when the pressure gets immense, I won't fold. And when history's being written, I don't want to be a footnote. I want to make sure my story's told so future generations get inspired and take note.
Now take note on this. As I was noting the notion of being noticed, I noticed that no one notices you if you don't give them something to notice. And I'm not trying to sugarcoat it, but the sweetest of people I find are those that are supportive in the times of shortage, but especially those that keep moving forward into what they're devoted. And you see that, and that keeps it going and focused towards your own motives.
And money used to be the motivation. But when I look back at where I came from, all I saw was a disappointing nation. So rather than fall back into a stereotype, God help me be patient. See, I would patiently be praying, wonder if God heard words that I was saying. But then I remembered Surah Marriage when God said to be waiting patient with gracious patience.
See, the decree of God is above all, so I don't question it one bit. From the snow that falls in the middle of June to the worldwide conflicts. But then I see God gave me the conscious ability to question. And with the issues of this world, it's our responsibility to address them with the deadliest weapon. Starting from our 3-pound brain and our visions in this 3-dimension, and the tongue and the mouth to speak out to help write the right direction for our sisters and brethren.
You see, I went from Craigslist to the Dean's List, and a few dreams might have failed, but I redeemed it. And God made it possible if I could dream it. You see, we used to be so busy that we didn't have time. We couldn't afford it. But now we spend time to show people that the pen is mightier than the sword is.
Thank you.
Killed it.
Alright, for our second poem, we'd like to lighten up the mood a little. So, get loose, shake hands with the next person if you think you agree with what we're saying. Alright, so the next poem is called Outliers, inspired by the book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. It's a great book. Give it a read if you may.
Before we begin, Omar, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself before you became known as Kalibur, and before you became famous?
Well, I never really became famous, but my name is Kalibur, that's my stage name. Well, back in elementary school, my nickname used to be Hummus. And I was very offended until I actually tasted it.
That sounds pretty good though, eh? They used to come up to me and speak Punjabi, thinking that this Guyanese brother is Pakistani.
Pakistani I am, even though I'm born here, it is still my mother land. And I remember my mother used to say, "Do you want to catch this backhand?"
Man, I had it worse. I used to get the wooden spoon. A few claps on my backside would get me jumping like a baboon.
And I remember waking up in the middle of the night and running to my parents' room because I thought I seen Krusty the Clown. But really, it was just some clothes in my closet moving around.
But wait, why were they moving around though?
Oh, I never thought of that.
Man, they didn't believe me when I said I didn't drink. And now I get the most awkward looks when someone would see me with my foot in the sink.
No, it's not what you think. I would walk out the bathroom with my sleeves up and my feet all wet. Q would ask me, "What happened, man? Did you fall into the toilet?"
Well, did you? Man, that's not even the worst. Yesterday when I was at West End, someone tried to shake my hand while I was in sujood. I didn't shake it back, they gave me a dirty look and they thought I was being rude.
Man, I remember back on Halloween, all my friends used to dress up as ninjas, Teletubbies, and even Power Rangers. And I would come to school dressing completely normal, but I'd get treated like the stranger.
And when my dad tried to talk to my friends, he spoke with an accent. My friends didn't understand it. And I would reject invitations to house parties and they thought I was from another planet.
But from a different planet I was, because even the carpets in my house had rugs and sheets on my couches. People would come over and ask me, "Are you looking out for the Ebola crisis?"
And I remember the first time I strapped on some hockey pads, a Caucasian man turned to me and said, "Shouldn't you be holding a cricket bat?"
Man, in gym class, I couldn't even hold a cricket bat.
Man, that's sad.
But I ain't let that hold me back. I was still running miles between the wickets like I was doing laps.
And gym teachers thought I was being picky because I didn't want to do social dance, because I was the only one in my class who had a problem with holding hands.
Back in social class, we would watch movies about snakes and terrorists on a plane. And the whole class would turn their heads and look at me when me and terrorists had the same name.
At least they could say yours. When they tried to say mine, they made it sound like the clashing of two swords. And I'm just proud to be up here with Kalibur at the Al-Rashid Education Foundation Awards.
That'd be me and that'd be here. And I'm happy to be here too, because I'm from the South and I've never been to this side of the city before. And I'm just glad we're funding education instead of wars. But let's get back to standing now. I used to think it was a bad thing, but truthfully, that's what inspired me to write poetry and start rapping. See, being an outcast, I lashed out some outstanding fire. Then out came me and outlasted the obstacles prior. And out came me and Adam Z, two very strange but ordinary outliers.
Who are speaking out and performing for a crowd. But hey, that is who we are, Outliers, and we're proud.